This episode is brought to you by AwesomeDrinks.com, where the best drinks begin. And Partida, the world's top-rated tequila. Welcome to the Sunday Night Shooters edition of Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Derek Schulmer. Today we're going to do the brain hemorrhage. This recipe, it's a shooter, and this recipe pretty much resembles what one might imagine as a brain with some grenadine on it. We've got this ingredient here, the big one. We got the Baileys, and we've got a schnapps. We've got a peach schnapps. And these guys, they don't mix so well. That's the goal in this drink. This is all about, there's no layering involved. This is about coagulation. And because of such, it's a shooter. You have to drink it right down. So, we're not going to have a lot to present when we're finished the show. So let's get started. What we're going to do, and the order does matter, I'm going to use an ounce of peach schnapps. Now, the recipe calls for 1.5 ounces. If you've got a shot glass like me, this is from AwesomeDrinks.com. If it's about 2 ounces, 2.5 ounces. I don't want to overdo it, so I'm just going to cut this down and do ounce, and then we're going to drizzle some grenadine in there for effect. So let's start by just dumping in, do most of the, it's all about presentation. So if you have a little left over, that's fine. It's about how it's going to look. And then we're going to throw in our Baileys, and we're really going to pour it in there to get the effects. And what you're going to see is some crazy stuff happening. Check it out. It doesn't float all the way. It just does crazy things. It looks almost like a tornado going on inside there. Now that I think about it, that's a lot to shoot. Oh well. I'll have to deal with that later. Then we're going to pour in our grenadine. Drive it right into the center and kind of move it around the glass. And what you'll find it starts to do is follow some of the coagulated holes and lines through the drink, giving it this just awful look. And that's what you're going for. You're going for this crazy look. It's pretty neat. Not layered at all. This is really all about chaos, the brain hemorrhage recipe. There you go. That's what it should look like. And then you gotta drink it. Wow. So, initially you're going to get, just because I think the way your palate works, even though the grenadine's on the bottom, it immediately attacks your tongue, and it gives it a cool cherry pomegranate taste, which is great because it prepares you for the chaos that ensues. Then you're going to get your peach, and finally at the end, you'll start to get the chocolatey Bailey's taste. Important note is it doesn't taste coagulated in your mouth. You don't really get like the cement mixer. If you've ever heard the cement mixer where you've got to mix this thing up in your mouth and the textures just they're not palatable. This is palatable and sweet, but not too over sweet. It's sweet with a little chocolate and the peach to round it out. So it's really not a bad drink. It looks crazy, and I think that's really the point of the drink. So take that as you will. There you go. That was the brain hemorrhage. Also, check out our sponsors. We got Partida. Partida's been sponsoring us for 3 episodes now. This is their reposado. While I'm here, I'm going to try some of this out. It's a sweeter, a little oaky taste to it, without too much burn. My tongue's not even numb. Not that this helped, but overall, definitely a cool tequila. If you're into sipping or if you're into mixing, you can also try the Blanco. But a good sipping tequila, definitely top shelf. Check it out. I'm your host, Derek Schulmer, for Common Man Cocktails in the Sunday Shooters edition. We're teaching you how to drink.